Hello, all. I very much hope you are all having a most fantastic day and reaping the benefits of your rewards. By the time that you see this video, um, you should have received the rewards that are coming to you. All of you who did post for the works theme. Anyone who contributed anything toward the works theme, you're receiving benefits, probably already have, or your compensation is on its way. I assure you. All you have to do is keep your eyes open and pay attention. Some of you will just receive it directly. It will come to you. It might pop up in your bank account, or you might just run across it. You might find it on the ground. Who knows? But for a lot of you, it seems you're running into it via synchronicity. So you want to keep your eyes open, pay attention to what's happening, and of course, some of you are kind of moving toward a higher level here, so to speak, playing the game on a higher level, so it's going to be more challenging to find your reward. So you're going to want to spot values that are in play, which is what I'm going to be teaching you in the near future. I'm going to teach you all about it. I'm going to open up the big book of time mechanics and let you take a peek under the hood. But for now, I want to tell you a story, give you an example of the works that I do throughout the world that we should all be doing, that we could all be doing. The works, just the works of the initiative operatives in general, without any really planned procession or anything. This just happens, and this happens consistently all the time. Now, you got to bear with me because this particular story, this day, a whole lot happened, and I'm going to have to kind of dig around to pull out the memories, but I'm going to try and get this done as quickly as possible because some of you don't have a great attention span, which is something we need to work on. But so I'm going from my mom's house to the smoke shop to pick her up tubes for a cigarette machine, which I gave her as a gift. My roommate helped get it for her, so it was from both of us, Christmas gift. But on my way, I'm rolling up the hill towards the Cleveland Library on Lorraine, and rolling towards 130th thereabouts, and there's a shop that I'm coming by, and I stop and I take a look at it because it's got this display for Stranger Things for the show, which was pretty awesome. And I look at it and I smile and I nod, and there's this girl walking towards me, and she sees me smile, and she takes an interest. And so I keep moving along. I can feel her moving behind me, and I feel that she stops. So I look back, and indeed, she stopped and took a look at that display. She smiled and decided to go into the shop. Now, whatever happened in the shop, whatever happens there, maybe she purchases something, maybe she talks about something with the guy running, the clerk, or what have you. Something happens that's going to alter the course of her day right there. And it's going to benefit her in a positive way. It's going to domino effect and spread out. She might buy Stranger Things, or get interested in it and watch it and share it with friends, and they're going to get ideas from it. This shit's going to blow up. That one is just from looking at this display. That's going to cause for that girl to go ahead and affect changes in the world around her that will be beneficial for people. Now that seems small, seems like nothing really, doesn't it? But something's going to happen. Something good is going to happen because there was a positive intention behind it. That's how it works. Now that isn't a great example. However, I keep going and I see some cigarette boxes on the ground, and I'm pissed off about the trash all over the place. So I'm telling people, you better pick up that fucking trash. You better put your trash where it belongs. Stop fucking throwing your trash on my streets. Stop it. It's irresponsible. It's grotesque, I mean, the value of it really is just carelessness. Shrewd, disrespectful carelessness. That's the value behind that. But the aspects that are attached to it, holy shit, it makes you look like a total fucking asshole throwing your trash on the ground like that. And anybody that walks by the trash, I know that you have you're repulsed from picking up the trash because you think that there's something wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that trash in and of itself. You can go ahead and pick it up and put it in the trash can. It's not going to give you AIDS, you know. Just go ahead and do that, please. Anyways, uh, I pick up the cigarette boxes and I go to throw them in the trash. And there's a police officer sitting right in front of me waiting at the light. And he saw me throw the cigarette boxes in the trash. And my intuition tells me that that's going to affect his day in a positive manner because he smiled at me and he nodded, which probably gave him a little boost, picked him up a little bit, made him feel better about society because police are actually trained to treat every civilian as though they are a threat. Police have it programmed into their head that you, no matter who you are or what you're doing, are a potential threat and they should treat you as such. And that's why cops are becoming, they're programmed to treat you as an enemy. That's their training. That's in their training. So that's why they're going around shooting people. That's why these terrible things are happening. That cop saw me pick up the trash and throw it in the trash can is going to affect him in a positive way, somewhat alter the values that are negotiating him. Now, as I keep going and I get to bus stop, and because I stopped to pick up that trash, I was right on time to catch this dude who was turning the corner. He would have been gone, he wouldn't have been there yet had I just kept going and I picked up that trash. I picked up the trash and I happened to run into this guy. He asked me for a cigarette. I said, I don't have any because I only had a couple. And that was a lie. I couldn't do that. That's breaking protocol. And I told the dude I don't have any. I kept going and I stopped and I said, well, I can't break protocol because the initiative depends on it. You know, I can't do that. My people are relying on me. So I turn around, I go back to him and I say, you know what, here, you can have one. I only have a couple, but you can have one. And the dude lit up. He was really happy because I did that. And he's like, I really appreciate that. Now, again, intuition's in play. And I've seen these things happen hundreds and hundreds of times before. It happens all the time. And I can tell you for fact of the matter that at some point I am going to run into that guy. And by the time that you see this video, it will have already happened. And I can tell you about it. If you ask, I'll probably forget, but I can tell you about it if you ask. So at some point I'm going to run into this guy again around the same area, and I'm going to need assistance with something. Maybe I'll need a cigarette. It could be something that small, but he's going to be very obliging about it. He's going to be very respectful toward me for it, and he's going to help me out because of it. Or could be more likely potentiality that he'll help somebody else out because of it. But that's one of the two is going to happen, or both. The dude's going to be benefiting others because of that, and he's going to be obliging toward me when I do in fact run into him and require some assistance, or he has some way to help me out or something. It's gonna happen. Watch. Anyways, at the same time, stop to the bus stop. I come back to give this dude the fucking cigarette, and somebody else had just shown up at the bus stop. And when I come back to give him the cigarette, this other dude, he asked me, you got any change for the bus? I don't have fare. I gave him one of my bus passes. I have an abundance of them. I require those to maneuver around. I've got a lot of places to go, a lot of things to do, and I love the rapid. So I give him a bus pass, and he's good to go. He's getting to where he's going, which wouldn't have happened. At the very least, he would have had to wait for another bus because he didn't have the fare. They gave him, of course he could have been lying, looking for booze money or whatever, but I gave him the pass, and he's going to get to where he's going. Bottom line. So he's going to get through his day and he's going to affect things well. Along the way to there, I ran into a lot of things that I had pictures. I took pictures of these things because a few of the members, a good handful of the members, have had some minor troubles. Not really difficulties, or not really troubles, but difficulties finding things, looking for certain things. And so I snapped all these pictures of the answers. I have all these answers that I run into, and these pictures do in fact contain the answers that these members need. I post those to the page. They're going to see them. They're going to have their answers. The answers are provided to me by the world because the members asked me for them. And that's how it works. When I get to the smoke shop. I'm talking to the woman there because I've pitched her Vista. I've tried to sign her on the clean energy, but I can't. It turns out I can't sign shops yet. We're working on a campaign to sign businesses, and that'll be a big deal because I have a lot more luck with that. I've tried to sign several businesses before, and they were all very obliging. So I talked with her because of that, and she told me about a CBD oil that they're selling, and that her husband uses it because he has PTSD. I tell her, you know what? We can help you with that. We can help him with that. We can teach people to deal with PTSD. It's something that we've done before. It's something that we're happy to handle. And so I gave him. Yeah, he was there. I gave him the information. I wrote it down. Gave him the information for the initiative and for my YouTube channel. And he took it, and he was happy that I was there. That I was offering him assistance in that regard. And then it popped in my mind. You know what? This place sells kratom. This place sells packages of kratom, which I realized that anybody that knows or has heard of Mitridina speciosa out there watching that doesn't know what it is really, or doesn't know how it would affect them, and they don't really want to take the chance on ordering it online because they're unsure of it, and it's a gamble. You don't know what it is. Obviously you're not going to spend money, and especially if you are addicted to drugs, if you're addicted to anything, if you're on pharmaceuticals at all, for anything, kratom can replace that. It's natural, it's safe, it's healthy, and it can replace that. And not only that, but if you try it and you understand that it's a safe, natural substance that can cure you of any addictions you have or what have you, get you off of pharmaceuticals and help you in a beneficial way, then you'd be more likely to support the anti-ban campaign and help us fight against that bullshit. So, Smoke Zone 2, 130th and Lorraine, is going to sign on a network with us to say, hey, you guys can come here and you can purchase a sampler of kratom for like 10, 12 bucks, 13 with tax. And you can take that's not so much of a gamble, because I can guarantee you, if you're watching this, that it will be good for you. It will do well. You will benefit from this, and it will give you an avenue to get away from the pharmaceuticals that are killing you and help us fight the ban and everything. So that happened. That's a little synchronicity that happened. But also, I'm coming back from the shop, and I run into this dude, somewhat older black dude who, dreadlocks and such, and he stops me. He's like, "Hey, can I have a light, man?" And I give him the lighter, and he notices my jacket, and he says, "Hey, what's that you work for? What kind of work do you do?" I told him all about it, and I told him about the Boots campaign for the veterans, that if you sign on with Vista, we lock your rates for 12 months, 12 to 24 months. We lock your rates so they don't bump up on you, and we get rid of the bypassable charges that are on your bill. Which, if you haven't chosen a third party provider, because of Ohio passing a deregulation law, you have to choose a third party provider for your energy, gas, and electric, or you're getting penalty charges, which could be up to $150 extra that you're paying every month for nothing, just because you haven't chosen a third-party provider and nobody ever told you about it. They snuck that in there. They're ripping you off. It's a scam. And people think that we're a scam. We're actually trying to get rid of those charges for you and to get you signed on with clean energy to save the environment. We give you cash back for doing it. Incentive right there. If you're with another third party provider already and you want to switch over to clean energy, we can give you money to pay the cancellation fees for them and have extra money in your pocket too. And we give you more than enough. And at the same time, when you're signed on with Vista, when you pay your bill on time, you get the percentage of that goes to the veterans, the charity support the veterans Boots campaign. I told him about that. Turns out the dude's a veteran, and he's like, "Oh hell yeah, I'm gonna support that." He's gonna sign over to Vista. He's gonna help other people, tell other people about it. As a rehash, W fucking cash. But what else? Then I'm going to pick up my mom's prescriptions for ibuprofen and like breathing treatments and other such shit on the way back. I stop at Target, and my mom's bike that I'm borrowing because mine is busted. Because Mandy downstairs and one of her friends punctured the tire because he's an asshole. They're pissed off at me because they thought I was Richard. This whole slew of values and configurations of things that come together to result in this particular incident, where the bike that I have now that I'm borrowing is called an Exitor, and I park it up at the thing to lock it up, the rack, and it just happens to be right next to it another Exitor from a different brand, but it's called Exitor. I park them next to each other. I'm sitting there taking the picture of it, and the dude comes out of the place and he's like, why are you taking a picture? And I told him the two bikes are an Exodor, and I said to him, that's a synchronicity. And he said, yeah, I know. Because he knew about fucking synchronicities, and I got him recruited for the initiative right there. Another spotter who knows what's up because of the bicycle. Then when I'm going into the target, I see on the ground I see on the ground a motherfucking hub somebody tossed that had some of the bearings missing, but I have extra bearings and I need a new hub for the bike. Happen to find that, and when I go to the pharmacy, I'm talking to the pharmacist and I'm talking about my mom because they all know her and love her there. Everybody loves my mom. She's awesome. We're talking about how she falls off her bike a lot, gets hit by cars and shit, which is a extreme hazard. It pisses me off, especially the trash thing that she ran into somebody's trash. Fucking asshole. Um, I'm gonna get to you. You're gonna get what's coming to you, bub. But uh, what was it? Oh yeah, he gives me a coupon because I'm talking to him about what was I talking about? Oh, I'm talking about the initiative. I told him about the program, and then I said, we're running a volunteer educational / creative motivational program, free of charge, for the people. And he said something about gambling. Oh yeah, we were talking about my mom having the scratch off ticket, getting the scratch off ticket, and I said, yeah, I inherited gambling from my mother, and I was talking about this coupon that he was giving me, a coupon that has a thing for a survey. You take the survey and you got a chance to win $1,000. And I told him, yeah, I inherited a desire for gambling, or a taste for gambling from my mother. And he said, yeah, if you don't play the game, you never know if you're gonna win, right? You can't win if you don't play the game. And I said, fucking A, that's exactly what I've been telling my students and my members, and that's what I'm gonna tell you now. You're not going to win if you don't play the game. If you sit there bystander, not taking action, just looking and onlooking and not doing much. I mean, maybe you gain something from the posts, but you get what you give, man. If you don't give anything, you ain't going to get jack shit out of it. Now, that happens, and then there's something that happened with Daniel Heater, which sparked a bigger issue, but we'll get to that in a minute. Anyways, that's the story. All that shit is the story of one that all happened within the span of a single trip to a couple stores. A single trip out from my mom's across the city and back. All that shit happened, and it's going. Every one of those moves is going to have a domino effect. And what happened there ultimately is that I started gaining energy from that. From every synchronicity you run into, you get a boost of energy. The world gives you a boost of energy because of it. Every time you hit one of those cues and do something like that that's causing an effect in the world, you receive energy back for it. And by the time that I was coming back home, I effectively had become a magnetic battery. And every single person, and there are a lot of them, every single person that I crossed paths with, they all had their eyes locked on me. They had a big smile. They were super happy to see me because I was exuberant. And when I went there, when I woke up and I went to my mom's, I've got aches and pains. I've been busting my motherfucking ass this week. I've been beat up real bad, and the weather ain't been helping. And I got aches and pains. I feel like shit. I'm down. I don't want to be doing this. By the time I'm coming back, I'm lit up. I'm shining. I feel excellent. My head's held high. In fact, I danced into the doorway at my mom's house. I was dancing happily on the way in, and on my way back, the people I run into, they're all fixed on me, And when I smile back at them and I say hello and I give them a bit of that energy, they just got a boost, a big boost that's going to launch the rest of their day. No matter how they felt, they feel better. If they felt bad, they're going to feel good. If they felt good, they're going to feel better. No, and every one of them, and this is guaranteed. You can say, well, this is, that's hokey, maybe, No, it's guaranteed. We're doing this for years and years and years. Those people are going to get a boost that's going to charge the rest of their day, and they're going to go about and they're going to affect others in a positive way, and that's just going to blow the fuck up. Synchronicities left and right, things busting loose, and that's how it happens. That's how synchronicities are propelled. They everyone I came across got that free charge, and that's how synchronicities are propelled. They're gonna go forth, and they're going to affect other people, and it's going to cause a chain reaction of different synchronicities happening all over the place. People getting boosted, a positive charge bursting out from me and just spreading and exponentially growing in strength all over the place. And those are going to come back around to me eventually. I'm going to hit them again. They're going to bounce off like a fucking giant pinball game. And we're going to be fucking, everybody's going to get boosted from that. It's simple. And the way that it works is these things that, like me spreading that energy, each one explodes like a big bang, creating its own. We are a microcosm of the universe. We live in a cosmological system. We are a microcosm of the macrocosmic universe. The same thing is what I'm saying. We operate in the same way. These synchronicities explode outward, and then they fall into gravity, which is magnetic compatibility. Each value has its own field of gravity that just science hasn't discovered it yet. They don't know that this is happening, but they're going to pretty soon. And we're making it happen even faster now. We're helping it along, but scientific community is not aware of this presence yet, but they're about to find it. And believe me, it's going to be a big discovery. Each value has its own pattern, its own signature, and its own gravity that draws in other values that line up with it. Like each question has an answer, each reason has a purpose, and they draw each other in. They fall into each other via gravity, and that's how synchronicities operate. Each signature has another signature that fits its pattern. Quantum mechanics has already proven that these things can communicate with each other instantaneously from any distance. These values are constantly communicating with each other, and if you can see them and you can see how they're communicating, you have no idea how amazing the world around you is. You don't see it. You're blind, most of you. But a lot of you are getting there, and not all of you. Some of you are spotters, but for the well-trained spotter, this shit is happening all the time, every second. There are hundreds of millions of fucking values all around you that are communicating, and you can see it happen, and you can negotiate and maneuver them. And it's just, that's playing the game. And of course, again, I'm in poverty. I don't have a lot of money. I get the money that I need, though, via synchronicity. I get things taken care of via synchronicity. And I may not have a lot of money and whatnot, and not be extremely successful in that regard. That's because I never wanted to. I never cared about that. I thought it was bullshit, and I hated money because, other people had it and I didn't. I couldn't make enough of it. I was homeless for years, working 2 to 3 jobs at a time and not making enough money to get off the street. So yeah, I had a problem with money. I didn't like it. But that's going to change. And change that, turn that around. I'm going to start making money and get this thing going for you guys, because I want to fucking fund this. And especially the Uganda peoples. But what I something that I feel I need to say here is that you guys, I think you're misunderstanding something here with the program, with the status initiative. This is not to be treated as a burden. This is not a job that you need to do and it needs to be like you need to fucking waste time. This is spending time. This is an investment, and it is indeed an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to gain energy, gain momentum, move faster, become stronger. It's an opportunity for you to just change the whole world in a dramatically positive manner, effortlessly, and in the process, have more time. Which we're going to get to bending time, manipulating gravity. But the thing is that I need to get through some things with you first. But what I want to say here is that if you can see the value in this video, if you can see the value in what I'm saying, and you understand that it's vital and that it's good shit and that it's helpful and this is a good thing, the initiative is a good thing that we want to do, and that it is an opportunity, share the video, share it. Share it on your page. Tell other people about it. Post statements promoting it for the people who are fucking just breezing over it and not paying attention. Try to get people to work on this because they're neglecting it. They're rejecting it. People are dismissing it because they have this routine programming and this is threatening it. And the program in the back of their mind, the subconscious program, it knows that this is a threat to it, and so it causes for them to reject it, and they think that it's their own. They're just, people are slacking off. You guys don't know what's happening. You don't see what's really happening, and you're just dismissive about everything because there's going to be a slight hint of a value in the back of your mind saying, no, fuck that doesn't matter, and you're just going to go with it because you're lazy and you're careless. I'm sitting here, I'm telling you this, and you're still, I've told you all of this, I've posted the fucking notices and the articles, and you're still ignoring it. You're still not getting it. A lot of you, at this point, you have been informed. You're just deliberately being ignorant now. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be offensive to anybody. This is a problem that we're trying to deal with. Humanity as a species suffers from a mental illness. If you see that something is off, that something is bad, something is wrong about the way that your life is being handled, if you see that there's a problem with the world and you all do, everybody knows that something is wrong here, you cannot continue to repeat the same tactics, the same measures. You cannot repeat the same patterns over and over again and expect different results. That is insanity. And that's what humanity is doing. We have to alter the way that we perceive it. We have to change it at the root. We have to stop following these routine patterns, break the habits, and move forward with better, which the initiative has ideas, and we all have ideas that you're welcome to share. Everybody can share their ideas of how to alter this and how to make things better, and we can all work together on it. It needs to get done, though, because the experts and the scientists, everybody that's running the show, the government, they think that they can somehow improve by continuing to do the same things. And then there's people behind them who are fighting against us, people who are deliberately manipulating the system. It's not the government. The government doesn't know what they're doing. The government's just fucking zombies. They don't even know what they're doing. They're just working. They're just doing their job like everybody else and going along following orders. But the people running the show, they're deliberately making this happen. Repeat the same patterns. They know that it's going to destroy us, and they want that to happen because they're greedy and they're selfish. And a lot of them have this idea in their head that they're serving some other purpose. That I'm not going to get into that. The cultists, they think that they're doing something, majestic and regal. They think that this is like a holy fight for them. That I mean, they believe some crazy shit. Like I said, I don't want to get into it here. It's a different topic, and I don't really like to talk about it. But the perverts behind the shit running the show, they think that they're doing something right, and they're destroying us. They're leading us to destruction. We need to change that. We have the power. These people don't get to push us around and tell us all what to do. That changes. That's going to stop. Now, anyways, Uh, I guess what I'm saying is promote this. Please go out. If you see the value in this, promote it to others. Try to share it. You guys have to fight with me. I need your help. You can't just watch and blow it off. Get with the program here. We're not moving fast enough. There are things happening in the world that we need to be attending to now. If we continue to let it slide, the system's going to crash. We are coming close to that. Are you guys are seriously willing to take that gamble? Maybe if I just sit back and watch, it'll all get better? No. Get active. Wake up. I'm giving you all the answers. I'm working very hard to do it. Help me, please. Anyways, in regards to in regards to bending time and whatnot, manipulating gravity. Firstly, we have to work on your attention span, which is something that I've designed several factors of this page, and not this page, but the status page, and the directive is working on projects and such. And obviously the training programs, videos, we're working on um, building a stronger attention span for you guys, getting you to stretch that out and exercise that because it's a muscle that's atrophied. You have been manipulated into, these people have deliberately stolen your ability to have an attention span. All this shit that's coming at you, blasting at you from the environment all the time, we're going to teach you to cut that out, make more time. But you have to get a better attention span firstly, and we have to teach you to see values. That's what we're going to start covering now, and we're going to get into it hardcore. But I underestimated the challenge in this because for me it's simple, it's intuitive, it's constantly happening, it's ongoing. It's no longer a measure of training really for me. I mean, obviously I do have to continue training, get better at this. I miss things, I move slow sometimes, I smoke a lot, all this shit I have to work on, and that's why I'm back in training, and I have some pretty cool new measures, some pretty cool new training protocols to work with on my own personally, and I'll share those eventually. But for now, I need to work on myself. We all need to work on this. We need to get better at playing the game of life. Um, but for me, these things are simple and intuitive and commonplace. So I underestimated the challenge in teaching it to you guys. I'm gonna have to rework my plan here and uh, make things happen more efficiently. First, the attention span, then the seeing values. Then, if you're watching the videos that I've been posting, the links to, they're giving you the values, putting the values into your subconscious mind, these videos that are going to allow for you to, when I finally come up with a decent, comprehensible explanation to tell you guys about this, they're gonna match up. My explanation will be a cue to trigger the values that are in your head that will allow for you to see four dimensions. When you can see a fourth dimension, then you can start bending time. You can start doing amazing, incredible things. You get inside on the joke and you understand the magic trick of life. I'm going to get you there. I got 2 weeks. I'm going to fuck it up. 2 weeks is a really long time. A very, very long time. So, anyways, oh yeah, well, right, because sorry, because teaching people en masse, spotters have been trained to teach one on one. That's what we've always done throughout the history of our tradition, is teach one on one. So we're not we want I'm one of the first spotters I know of to start trying to train a bunch of people en masse in this particular discipline. So training you all indirectly via internet, it's very difficult because you don't have the attention, you don't have the interest. That's why the world is rewarding everybody right now. Anybody who posts for the works theme, and you still have some time, you still have a day. When you see this, you're still going to have one day left. Post an introduction to yourself to get so that the other members know you, because the excuse that I get most often is I don't know the other members, I don't know them, I don't want them involved in my business, I'm not going to share. Get to know them. That's the point. introduce yourself, get to know the people. We're building a community here to strengthen each other. Don't be a fucking pussy. Don't be a bullshitter. Don't be a fucking, I'm gonna make an excuse instead of do it. It's not hard. It's not difficult to do this. And I'm promising you that it will be very rewarding. I know that you can't see the value in it, but that's because you've been programmed not to, man. We are trying to help everyone. We're trying to benefit you, improve your life, and I'm guaranteeing it will happen if you just give it a shot. The people that are posting now for the works theme, they're getting rewarded. The world, and I'm promising this, the world is compensating them directly to prove that it has our back and to prove that this is real and that you guys will benefit from it. Take it. Take it. It's a free chance. You get money, you get whatever you need, you get help for your circumstances, whatever it is that you require, it's going to be given to you by the world if you fucking pitch in here. Now, for the people that don't, the people that didn't, members of the directive especially, like I get an excuse, like one excuse was, I'm down, I feel depressed lately, and I just don't have the mental energy for it. Seriously? Because I just promised you that you would get the energy and that you would get a fix for that depression. But you're telling me that essentially you're lying to me. You're telling me I feel down. I don't feel well. Well, I'm offering you a way out of that. And holy shit. Okay. I'm offering you a way out of that. I'm offering you a free opportunity to get out of this rut. Whatever you guys having trouble, and everybody's having trouble right now. The whole directive is all having these same issues, and they're getting help with it. They're getting saved from it when they post. Another excuse that I got was, by the way, with the depression thing, you've been informed, man. You go ahead and you refuse to post for whatever reason, and obviously you're lying to me because I mean you can send me a message, but you can't post a sentence. There's some reason. If you don't want to do it for some reason, you need to tell me that. Be honest, people. Be honest. Be truthful. Be visible. Don't lie. Now, if you've been informed, you are continuing to you're deliberately choosing to continue being depressed and down and shitty and lacking energy. I've offered you a way out and you're refusing it. Fucking slapping the hand. The other excuse was I don't get a signal a lot because I'm out on vacation. I don't get a signal a lot and I have children to deal with. But, you're talking to me right now. You telling me I'm stuck in a traffic jam. You have a signal. You're stuck in a traffic jam. You got nowhere you need to be. You got nothing you need to do. You're stuck sitting in your car talking to me, but you don't have the time to post a sentence. Do you see what you're doing? Do you understand that you're lying to my face? That does it? I'm not blind, man. I can see you. I can see you. He's trying to hide a lot of you, but I can see you. If there's some reason you don't want to do this, if you're against helping the world for some reason, if you're against us trying to save the planet, then fucking tell me that and stop bullshitting me. Because I make plans in coordination with what you tell me. When you say, yes, I'm going to do this, I've set up primers and I make things happen in response to that in advance. And you just blow it. And you waste my time, waste your energy, and you get nothing out of it because you're not putting anything in. Now, I'm out of time. I wanted to tell you guys about the new projects, but I guess I'll make another video for that. Thank you for giving me this time and hearing out my story. That is an example of the works that I alone do on a daily basis within the span of maybe an hour or two. The rest of the day is filled with more shit. This is always happening, but those were like the highlights of it for that day, just yesterday. And man, it lit me up. Just those couple hours just blew me up. It made me feel fucking awesome, and it gave me the energy that's still busting out right now, and allowed for me to make the time. I couldn't explain how I was bending time during those circumstances, but we'll get to that. I'm out of time now, anyways. Thank you for watching this, and anybody who does the same works as us, who contributes to this, our society and our well-being. Anybody who wants to get with the program here, anybody even watching, I love you all. I thank you. I appreciate I have deep, immense gratitude for everything that you do, and I I want you guys aboard. I want this community to blossom and people to get to know each other and work together. And I want us to start kicking ass in a big way. And we're about to. That's what the upcoming projects is about. But like I said, totally out of time. So, Kila Salai, Terve Uni Siari, Namaste. Let's do some work, man.